Tarumbeta italia katika anga.
Like this.
He's a chief goon in this country.
My lord.
Ndio.
I wonder.
Ni goon si goon.
Konene, sijana kuna clip moja ya Matiang'i ilikuwa inakuwa shared sana na wase. And I come to the Matiang'i brigade, unajua mwaga honest kabisa. Mi bado sija bored, and the reason why I have not boarded is I watched Matiang'i during the Uhuru regime. And so everything that he says muangalianga zile za okay, I'm supposed to believe you, but wacha tumsikize.
Mr. President, you have once again misread the mood of the country. Because in 2024, when Gen Z were having demonstrations, again the government misread the mood of the country. We woke up one morning in a country that has been peaceful, citizens of the country who are armed with nothing overran parliament. And these citizens raised specific issues. Since that time, nobody, even this government, has been coherent enough in saying this is what Gen Z were raising and these are the solutions we have provided. Tukaendelea na sarakasi ya kawaida. Abracadabra ya cabinet, badilisha huyu, then you end up here, so on and so forth. Story, and so on.
Of course, your part ya cabinet was one of the most surprising. The way Ruto ali fire his cabinet and then he ended up bringing the same characters. Because I remember, like after Achuje, wase kama nani, after Achuje umse anaitwa nani, like Murkomen. Tulikuwa hapo tunaenjoy Murkomen. Tuko, rudisha hizo Gucci shoes are gone. Then what happened, man? The Gucci shoes were back, man. Yeah, he made us look like clowns. So, hapo Ruto alitucheza.
You have once again misread the mood of the country. Mimi nafikiri, I am not a prophet and I have no credentials to prophesy. Tukiendelea hivi, we are headed the wrong direction. Na hiyo wrong direction, wakubwa wa serikali mutaiona nyinyi wenyewe karibuni. When you see the anger and the resistance and the pain that we saw yesterday, if I was in the security sector today, I would be very worried. Wananchi wamefika mahali, they are determined to face the tear gas, face the bullet, and make a point.
Okay, you of course anabonga jia what had happened at Kakamega. Nakumbuka tear gas ilirushwa and people didn't even run away. And sometimes I always say the message can be right, but just the messenger. Najua cause some of these things that this government is doing and this high-handedness is the same thing that it's a dirty work that Matiang'i used to do for Uhuru. So this is a message that's coming from the wrong guy. Man, this is not the guy to tell the government about anger and emotions, because when he was in that position he didn't care that kulikuwa na anger na emotions. Yeye alikuwa sisi ni serikali na mkiongea mbaya ni risasi.
So do the right thing. It is very easy to do the right thing. Go, work, sit down, listen to people. And we are blessed in this country. We have wonderful church organizations. Hawa viongozi wa kanisa ni watu wa ajabu. Sisi tumebarikiwa, hao watu wote wako wa kuadvise mtu, hii tuende namna hii, tuende namna hii, and so on. Finally, nilienda mtihani na haikuibiwa. Utaiba kura zetu.
Okay, damn. Okay. Karibu atoke tu hapo eko nana. That was the last thing that alikuwa nataka kusema. So yeah, kuna hiyo ya Matiang'i, that was something interesting that nilibaki nimecheki. But apart from that, kitu moja pia nili find interesting ni the anger that umse mwingine anaitwa Mbadi, because Mbadi saizi yuko involved na history ya gava, and if there's someone who's fighting for this government to survive, of course it's Mbadi. And Mbadi decided to like attack ubuda naitwa nani, ama attack ubo yanaitwa Babu. And it was interesting because this is one of the things that maybe Babu talks about, like when he talks about his past and the reason why he made some bad decisions, aka of course the shooting of Evolve. So yeah, Mbadi saizi anatry kuconvince Wajaka that umse afai kuwa leader, and he uses the one thing. Mimi najua nishapata na story that I grew up in a family that tulikuwa tunauza weed, but one of the things ile nilikuwa najua ni hata mother alikuwa na dharau sana wasevuta weed. So Wacha tusikize Mbadi.
Iwacho ni dwatelo ne oganda luo ti madho njaga sa 12 sawa duchiel di chieng' imadho njaga otieno imadho njaga inyalo tel ne oganda luo ki ng'ama madho njaga utaol
imadho njaga unawezaje lidwa jaka na unavuta njaga, ukiamka unavuta, lunch time unavuta, usiku unavuta, so utalidaje wajaka? That's what umse alikuwa na bonga juu yake. And of course stories are the struggles of Babu with drug abuse. I think right now it's public knowledge. It's something that he's admitted, and so in the process, of course, Babu alikuwa ameenda Citizen and akaulizwa history ya njaga, like what do you think about his story? So wacha tucheki vile Babu alibaki amejibu.
Nange John Mbadi said yesterday in Siaya that Babu Owino takes bangi 3 times a day like a doctor's prescription. I would like to hear Babu Owino's response to these allegations by the self-proclaimed highest-ranking Luo leader.
Very good. John Mbadi, nowadays if he talks like a preacher, but I used to consume bang, Jeff. I used to consume drugs. I used to consume alcohol, but I no longer take them. I stopped consumption of this in 2020, 17th January 2020. It's
damn, sikio, 17th January 2020. That's the day that aliacha kuconsume. So it's something that I think Mbadi anafaa kuangalia, like why keep bringing up the same thing. If you have to fight this guy, at least come up with something different. You can't always use, he's a drug addict, because he himself, ye mwenyewe, he admits that he's a Nini. And hii date anasema, of course, that's the same date that alienda amefanya ile, the crime that he committed. And according to him, that crime changed him. Najua, he never talks about the crime, but if you're wondering why this specific date, that's the reason. Tuendele.
It's been 6 years before I touched bangi, 6 years before I touched drugs, 6 years before I touched alcohol, 6 years when I just drink water. Jeff, it is in the public domain, so whatever Mbadi is saying, Mbadi should focus on building the nation. Mbadi should focus on working at the Treasury. There's a big job that should be done there.
So unasikia upata na bonga juu ya Mbadi anafaa kuconcentrate on the Treasury. There's a big job to be done there. Because Mbadi amekuwa so invested in a two-term. I know you're a CS and I know it comes with a lot of privileges. But damn man, what time do you work? Because nchiketa kuna wasalko na teta that Ruto has been campaigning full time. Like he's been campaigning since 2013 and he's not stopped campaigning. Like at what point is he going to work? And the same thing can be said about Mbadi. Like you're always pale juu tu. Majuzi nituambia vile utaenda parliament, I think wherever, kupitisha vitu up to 30k. That has not happened. But you're reminding us that this guy takes weed.
Focusing on Babu taking bangi while he's focusing on selling the greatest assets of this nation, that is Safaricom. How many children are they killing from that when we are losing such monies? How many people are going to lose job? Instead, in case we privatize Safaricom, if we privatize pipeline, how many people are losing jobs? How many deaths? How many people are committed suicide as a result of that? There are pending bills that he should focus on. People are committed and walking naked around the road. You saw that person who committed because of pending bills the other day.
Damn, umsali tumeo the S word maraka 15 jo. So kuna vitu Mbadi anafaa kufocus on, but I think right now but this fight of Sifuna and Babu, these two people, the fight against them has to be so I actually understand why the government is doing it, and it shows that they are doing something right, because the way they are being fought, the intensity with which they are being fought shows that they are doing something right. Otherwise it just be ignored. Unajua mimi nikiamka leo niseme one time hakuna mtu atashughulika, itakuwa hala ati ujinga, but these two are being fought kabisa.
There was on news another person died around Ruai because of pending bills. But he's lucky he has choppers, he's moving around fueling them. He's lucky his children are well educated going to higher schools. He's lucky. He lacks nothing. He gets everything, gets food, but he doesn't know what Mama Mboga is going through. He doesn't know what that border rider, that guy in the Juakali industry is going through. He should focus on working. About this highest ranking Luo leader self-proclaimed, I was proclaimed by the people. Jeff, you are very well conversant with Infotrack. Ranked me at 58%, Mbadi at 2%. That is what is disturbed.
Okay, siko na joyo 58% and Mbadi at 2%. But who is the Luo leader? I think the proclaimed Luo leader yule tunajua jo ni Oburu. And Oburu jo kuna hii video moja ilikuwa shared juu yake jo. Yuko juu andaye. Unacheki jo amechoka jo. Amechoka kabisa. And it's sad. I don't know why they are doing this with him. But it's sad. It's sad to actually see this. And when you watch this where unachiki hapo like ajui kila nafanya, when you watch that you're sad. But then you find out that this Kenya, unajua Kenya for a very long time nimekuwa nikisema the youth ama the young people treated as fools. So kuna kuagana these very simple things that politicians do and these things win them a lot of votes. So with that in mind, kuna umse Mbavu the destroyer, Mbavu destroyer amekuwa key trend na ile story ya weka mawe. So what did they decide? They decided that somehow they're going to take this octogenarian, this guy who's like 82 years old, and do that challenge with him. And somehow this is supposed to appeal to the youth. And I don't know, man, but this is the nonsense ile tulikubali. So actually don't blame them. Najua, at some point this nonsense would have gotten you a lot of votes. So yeah, dem fulani ameshikilia mawe. Haka buda, by mistake, what if kasahau that kuna mawe nyuma yake, then ashtuke, apigwe na heart attack. But chiki challenge ya kipumbavu.
Ni mbaya.
Niweke nini?
Mawe.
Niweke nini?
Mawe.
Niweke nini?
Mawe.
Bas, ni mbaya. Mwekse. Msisahau kuchukua kura.
Yeah.
Okay. You have my vote. Yeah, that's all it takes, man. You have my vote. Mbwekze. Cause ekonene najua mwaka ni mpya lakini injili ni ile lemfi. So kama uko US, uko UK, uko Canada ama uko the UAE na unatry kutuma do Kenya, baki umechangamka, ingia lemfi, utabaki umepata the most competitive rates. Lakini apart from that, on your first transaction ya $100 or more utapata $20 sign up reward. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, chap ingia lemfi, international payments for everyone. Ekonene. But talking of substance, still to go back to stories of Babu kuna vile aliamua kubonga jia his vision for Nairobi, but of course he had to be compared with Sakaja. And so wawili pia inakuwaga no love lost between Sakaja na Babu Owino. Those two don't get along and they hate each other's guts. So just tusikize.
What is the first thing that Governor Babu Owino would do if he was elected in that position? What's the first thing you would do?
Jeff, I will not do first one thing. I will do several things. We are working on how we want to deal with roads, poorly constructed roads, because we are working on a budget. We are working on how to deal with drainage. We are working on how to deal with water challenges. We are working on how to clear this garbage thing within the first 100 days. This garbage thing will be an issue of the past, Jeff. We are working on how we can create an enabling environment for Nairobians to get jobs to create jobs.
That's the same.
Okay, manchiki, mupendaga jua ku create jobs. Governors should create jobs, and that's one of the things that I don't think Sakaja understands. The governors should create jobs. Each time vile amebonga jua garbage, I don't want to know how are you planning to do that, because I do not want this story at and then form youth group, then these youth groups will get a government tender to collect. No. Garbage should be collected by county officials. It should be a county function. The few Kenyans who get that job should get that job, and inafaa kuwa pensionable. That's how to change things. Histories do go start a youth group. Paka watu wanzisha youth group za kulinda choo in 20. What if technology kuje ile itakuwa ikifanya tuna nini alafu mavi na disappear into thin air? What happens to Israel goes na linda choo ziko hapo nje? tuzinaweza kwa ni kipumbavu but tuendelee. So hii history of great jobs that I fully support, but I'd want more meat, more substance. But umse try kumtafuta, nikimtafuta na saizi nachikiko na media tour, so let's see if anaweza kaa chini na sisi.
Same thing that Sakaja said before he came in, and then what?
The difference between Sakaja and Babu Owino is that you are looking at a basket of knowledge. That is the big difference. The difference is like the ground and the sky. That Babu is a performer. Babu has performed at Embakasi's constituency, and Babu was ranked as the best member of parliament in terms of performance rating by Infotrack for 2 consecutive years. It shows you clearly that Babu can deliver, and has always delivered from the university to now. So we are going there not about beauty, but about duty.
Damn, okay. Not about beauty, but about duty. Okay. Is this because of the story of Dimple somehow? What? I don't know, man. Although, I'm so nibamba because if there's one person who's not boarding this train, of course ni Megona. Mpaka leo bado amejam na huyu nani, amejam na Babu bado.
We are going there to work, Jeff. And you know what, Jeff?
What?
Babu came to Nairobi by bus. Sakaja came to Nairobi by bath. I want to leave this Nairobi a better place for those who came by bath. Because those who came by bath, they don't care. They want to leave it a worse place for those who are existing. As Babu, we are going to work.
Okay, I came to Nairobi by bath, but you can't claim that you love Nairobi more than me. That's some bullshit. I don't think William Ruto alikuja determines how they look at Nairobi. I think if you come to Sakaja, he's just incompetent, and apart from incompetent, I think Sakaja looked at it as a get-rich-quick scheme. So from what I hear, he's one of the richest Kenyans right now. So that is what he wanted to achieve. But to say that story of bath na bus, duty na beauty, I'll let you get away with that. Bath na bus, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So that one I'd have a problem with that. Usiseme ati juu umekuja kusaa, kuna wasipia usemaga wasiwaocha ndio wamekuja kuharibu Nairobi, na wasiwaocha wamekuwa kiharibu politics. So I think it becomes nonsense. Unajua, it becomes nonsense to start saying this or this. But yes, ikikam to Megona ukienda hata kwa wall yake utabaki umenotice hakuagi down na hizi story. I think Megona, one of the things alikuwa ameandika ni Patel's son spied for Magoha and the NIS, peddled drugs and murdered students at UON BI. Kuna shidwa ni nini? Yo itanga Babu Patel. Anaitanga yani Babu Patel. Namaanisha Patel's son ni Babu. Then akaendelea, he shot DJ Evolve twice in the neck and murdered an IEBC returning officer. Because he got away with these crimes, the thug keeps boasting. Zero ideology, zero policy platform. Then akaweka hii akikaile post Babu alikuwa samani, I'll be the governor of Nairobi in 2027. Nairobians are going to sign a contract with me to deliver for one term. Then 2032 zoea rais wako mapema. So yeah, so kuna hii do I think his chances the Nairobi governor? Yes, I see them like every day. I feel like a lot of people have, in quotes, forgiven him for story Evolve, and I think a lot of people justify that by saying that Evolve himself has forgiven him. But swali inakuwaga, did Evolve have a choice? Najua, for him to heal, that's one of the things that he had to, lazima angekubali tu, like kufanya. So he didn't have a choice ikikam to hivyo. But yes, so kuna Babu, but still the opposition, I don't know, man. Like when I think about now the other side, the opposition, chiki kama vile nimetoka kuangalia stories of the other real Babu, who's Oburu, and you can see the way Oburu has zero energy. So I guess now we need a new opposition. And this so-called opposition, should they fight for their space in ODM, or should they decide, you know what, it's time for us to fly, it's time for us to start something else? Because I don't think ODM also, if you have to be realistic, ODM post Raila, is it still ODM, or is it just a shell of ODM? So here comes the greatest now thing that needs to be figured out, because now the Babus of this world, do I think Babu, because hii ni kitu moja nishaanza mara kadhaa, do I think Babu would make Nairobi better? Hiyo kitu moja ile amebonga juu ya job creation has made me curious. Like now I'm super curious on how he'd handle vile bonga juu job creation akabonga juu ya garbage, because garbage tunatumia kugenerate electricity, najua, and if you're using it to generate electricity, we can get rid of all the garbage in Nairobi, because there'll be a lot of it to get rid of. So is that what he's thinking about? Or ukiangalia kuna cities, these are Asia, where they use pedestrian walks to generate electricity. Are those sort of things it's thinking about? Najua where vile tunatembea tuna make sure that all the streets ziko well lit na vitu kama hizo. So what is he thinking about? I don't know. Unajua because I think pia maybe these TV interviews they don't get into details, because vile alisema hata do job creation, I didn't feel like Nani dug deep hapo ku understand what do you mean by these job creations, what do you mean by story ya garbage, ukiniambia that in 90 days, because if it's youth groups that are going to collect this garbage, then that's a very garbage idea. But that's just me. But hey, it's interesting kuona, man. So Matiang'i one side advising Ruto. Do I think he has the moral range to advise Ruto? I don't think so. But do I think that a lot of Kenyans believe in him? Yes. Do I blame those Kenyans? No. Kenyan politics was very divisive, so a lot of crimes committed during the Uhuru time will always be swept under the rug. And a lot of crimes committed under in hii time ya Ruto stay kwa microscope, so they'll always be najua. So but it is what it is. So yeah, that's what's been happening. Babu for Nairobi, I guess Matiang'i for Kenya. Iko nene.